It's Tuesday, and that means it's time for tacos, time lapses, and edited down live streams. This live stream is from Wednesday, May 26th, where we did the first parts for 3D Musketeers here to take our printers, some of them, and make them high temperature compatible so that we're able to print in an enclosure to keep the machines from warping parts, breaking parts, and generally kind of sucking when you're dealing with high temperature materials like ABS and polycarbonate. But normally we do parts for you guys, the subscribers. So let us know in the comments, what would you make with the power of Fusion 360? And hey, maybe we'll make it in the next video. While you're down there, don't forget to get subscribed, hit that like button, and we'll see you in the next one. Wednesday, 5 p.m. Have a good one. How are you doing? Hanging out here on the new live stream. This one is going to be a little bit different. We are going to make a part for the shop. This one's for the shop. I'm excited for this. This is my first personal project in a while. I'm gonna give you guys some sneak peeks into some future videos that are gonna be coming out that include LEDs, because everyone loves LEDs. 3DM is going through a bit of a change, and because of that, we've got, well, some more printers, and we've actually had them. I just never set them up. By the way, anything that we make on here, if you guys want to print it at home, let me know, and I will actually share the Fusion file so you guys can take a look at it and learn, because that's what all this is about. Up there used to be all of our resin printers. They're gone. I've moved them over to this side of the office because they work better over here, and we are going to put, as you can see, there is a Prusa Mini over there. I was getting some of my my sizing set up, and we are actually going to be making parts inside of Fusion that will fit over there. So the idea is we are going to build enclosures for 2 Prusa Minis and 2 Mark III S's. I'm going to move 2 of the Mark III S's behind me, probably the 2 middle ones. That way there's some variation in my background, and put them over there with the minis. So there'll be 2 minis that go over there too. I got my Open Builds parts library. So this is their parts library that I've had since 2018 to give you an idea of how many times I've used it. Use it all the friggin' time. We are looking for their linear rail, and we're looking for their V-slot. Now, I buy V-slot in 1,000 millimeter sections. That's not incredibly necessary, but that's okay. So we're gonna go ahead and drag and drop this in. So yes, you can go online, you can download it from GrabCAD. It doesn't really matter where you get it from, but just make sure you get these parts, because these are going to be pretty pivotal. This V-slot is what we're going to build the entire thing out of. And so let me bring some on screen as to what V-slot looks like. All right, it's a big piece that we were working on. So this, by the way, is the size of our biggest 3D printer that we have. It's 16 inches square. This thing is made out of acrylic. This is a stand-in panel, but it is this profile here. So this profile that you see, that is linear rail, and this is the Open Builds V-slot. Now this is 20 across, but it's 40 millimeters tall. So this would be called 2040. I'm gonna use for this thing 2020. And it's not because we all hated 2020. So we got our part in there, and we need to bring it in. So we are going to actually, because of the way all this works, and I guess, let's see. I probably want to start from the front. We'll do a sketch. We'll create the sketch. We're literally going to click finish sketch, and we're going to save this because it's actually required for you to throw things in there. And you might be saying, Grant, why the heck are you building your own printer enclosure when you can just straight up buy it? And it's because, well, your average 3D printer enclosure, so like Wham Bam makes a great one, but they're like 150 bucks. You can get, so if you have like 1 or 2 3D printers, just go buy photo booths, like a 16-inch square photo booth that you would take, like, you know, they've got like the white drop cloth. You can put your pictures of, you can put your products in there and take fancy photos and crap of it. Go buy one of those, because that will actually work better for you than this. This is because we have a bunch of printers, and I want to make it modular, and because this is fun, and is now also a write-off. Anyways, let's get into it. We're going to right-click the V-slot. We're going to insert into current design, and you guys can take a look as to what we're doing here. So this is V-slot. So if we look at the bottom of it, this is V-slot because the slot is V'd. I know. Boom. But we use V-slot because you can also put wheels in here. So we use this to build 3D printers because in the event that you need to run a wheel through it, that V helps keep that wheel center as it's moving. And yes, for V-slot, you use V-wheels. I know. Let's get this piece in there. I don't know which way it's located, but that is okay for what we're doing. We just really need to get that model. And really, this was just to show you guys. I don't think I'm going to use it. I'm probably just going to use a 20mm block just because it's easier to use than this. Now, what you can do here is actually project this entire sketch and end up actually moving it across a path. So you can do a sweep. So maybe we'll do that if I get so inclined, but I want to move this there. And that way the sketch comes afterwards. So when I do my sketch, I will be able to see my part. And so I've got some measurements that I took, and I don't have the ones for the Mini just yet. So I need to pull those really, really quickly and figure out the physical dimensions of a Prusa Mini. The printer dimensions are this. Mini is 15 by 15 by 13, so it's tall by 13. Now, if we look, our machines are at least 18 wide, and I want to go to probably, I can't go 20, can I? Are these really 18 wide? I've got at least 20mm between my Prusas, so who knows? But we're going to do them so they're fully modular. And the idea here is that we will be able to properly set things up. Instead of having individual blocks, I'm going to have rails going across the top, rails going across the back, and rails going across maybe the bottom. I haven't figured out if I'm going to do bottom parts yet. Probably won't, because there's really no point in wasting the material. And then we'll have individual dividers. And how are we going to keep the heat in? Well, inside of the slot here, we've got how much room? Let's find out. We've got from here to here. We have 6.25mm, which is about 1/4 inch. So we can use a 1/4 inch thick acrylic, but I'm probably going to use 1/8 inch thick acrylic, and in some places 1/8 inch thick wood. And you might say, Grant, what about fire hazards? The shelves are made of wood. Like the shelves have an 1/8 inch thick piece of wood as the bottom. So they're Prusas, right? These are good printers that don't have those problems. And yes, there is something to be said there, and we could make it all out of metal, but one, it would just cost too darn much, and the cheap enclosures that everybody recommends are also flammable. So I have a 5-pound fire extinguisher in this office, so if something goes wrong, we're gonna send it with some fire extinguisher goodness. So I'm not too concerned about it overall, to be quite honest. And of course, now that I said it, something's gonna go wrong. We all know that's how that works. All right, so let's get to building. I'm gonna honestly get rid of that because I think it's just gonna impede me. So from the front, we've got to make some sketches. So when we look at our printer sizing, we've got the MK3S, which is when we want the no filament, because we hang our filament off the shelving. So anyways, let's get down to it. We'll do our height first. We have 38 centimeters. I'm gonna go straight to 40 centimeters, which I think is fine, because we have 18 1/4 inches between them from shelf to shelf, so 18 1/4. So if we make it 18 or less, we're fine. And 40 centimeters, 15.75. So let's make these 15.75 inches, and we should be fine. We'll do a line, come up here, 15.75 inches. Cool beans. We are going to do an offset here, and we're gonna go 20mm away. We're gonna do some lines in between them. So this is just gonna represent our 2020. Now, we have to decide how are we gonna fit all these together, and I already have an idea. I've been thinking about this for a while, because the big question is, how do you deal with the front? You're gonna have a full enclosure, but if your front doesn't either, so if this is your front, if it doesn't open or slide, you don't really have a way to get things done. Right now, I'm thinking that I wanna do a slide that should viably leave me with enough room to pass filament through a gap. And if it doesn't, I'll just drill a hole in one of the things and pass filament through a darn hole. I think sliding makes the most sense. I can just slide it up, and we can just literally pull the panel straight out, put it on the top shelf or somewhere else. We can maybe build a little holder for the panel. But eventually, we might decide to go to something that swings out, and it's really easy to make those changes. But you have to think about the fact that you're not going to have a support going across the front. But we do know that because we want to slide out the front, that the front, you don't want the part to be butted up like this. We want it to be butted up like this. That way we have that smooth slot coming out. So to determine all of this, let's go from here to here. That should be 20. So that's our front. Now we know the MK3S is 18 inches wide. We know the Mini is 15. I think if we make them 19 each, we should be fine. But see, here's the odd thing. My shelves are 6 feet long, but unless I'm an idiot, am I an idiot? I'm gonna do some math. 18 times 4. 18 times 4 is exactly 72. Those machines are not that close. I don't think that's right. Let me go measure. Let me go measure, because that... What? Call it 17. If we call it 18, we know we'll be fine. We're gonna call them 18, and the cool thing is I'll get a real measurement later, and if for some reason I'm wrong, I just go fix it again. It's so cool the way all this stuff works. All right, so I want to do an X line here, and I want to put a point in the center here. What I want to do is I want to do the distance between that point and this line to be 9 centimeters. So now when I just go to mirror everything, it'll be fine. Is that all that I need on the front? Yeah, I guess so. All right, let's mirror it. Oh my gosh, Allison, you are totally right. It needs to be 9 inches, not centimeters. All right, that's all that we really need for the front. Let's do an extrude here. We're gonna extrude back 20 millimeters. That's how thick the rods are. We're gonna turn the sketch back on. And now we need to look at how deep is this. Our depth is 42. On the Mini, it is 33. I believe that. I believe that it is that deep. I want to give it a little bit of extra room. I'm figuring, let's go to 45 deep. So what I want to do, knowing that we're going to go that deep, I want to do an offset plane from there. And so that's the front. I'm going to go 45 centimeters. Cool beans. All right. So now we're going to do the exact same thing over there, but we can cheat. I am going to project some stuff. I'm just going to project this whole sketch. Turn off the body so I can project the actual line from the sketch. Turn the body back on. There you go. I've got my projection. Theoretically, we could come forward with it, but that's going to lose us the space. So I'm going to go back with this as well. So let's do that too. We're going to hit extrude and we're going to go 20 millimeters. Turn that sketch back on. I think that's the more important sketch is we're going to do an extrude. We're going to choose this and this. We're going to extrude it to here. And instead of join, we're going to do new bodies because we want these all to be separate pieces because that's going to let me know what my cuts need to be. There you go. And because we don't really need to access the back, we can do a sketch on the back side, which I will do right here because it's in the middle and that makes it easier for me. I'm going to project this and I'm going to project that. That is what is important to me. I'm going to do a line going across here. Get that coincident with that. Constraints already there. Good, beautiful. Gonna hit the E key for extrude. We're gonna come all the way to the other side. We're gonna hit a new body once again. That is gonna be the main frame, I'm thinking. The top can just slide in. There's really not that much of an issue involved here. And the cool thing is my laser is 18 by 24. So viably, we can make all this work. Now, we've got a problem because, well, if we make this all out of wood, you're not gonna be able to see anything. And we're YouTubers, you gotta see things. So what are we gonna do? The same thing that you see behind me. So really, those shelves are supposed to look like that. That's what it actually looks like in here. But it's also because I have all my lighting. So let me turn off my lighting. You can see how the lighting is in this room. Okay, so get ready, because I'm not gonna leave them on for very long. This is what it actually is like in my office. See, now you can see the ambient lighting in the background. So we've got our office lights on, and those are the Philips Easy Control. They are cheaper from Home Depot, but I'm going to put an affiliate link in there anyways because money. But if you guys notice, the printers look like crap, and it's because of these lights. And the lights turn on. These lights are, and I'll show you the strips, they are not RGB, but they're just color temperature adjustable lights. And I guess, Grant, you should put the link to those in there as well. So we've got our one cross brace. Do we want to do a bottom brace? Oh, by the way, so these all can change, right? I'm debating on just doing one long piece along the back and then having pieces come down from it because that would be stronger than a bunch of smaller pieces, but it makes modularity a big issue. I don't know. Tell me what you think. Let me know in the comments. I'm going to project this onto here, and actually, I'm going to do that right now. We're going to go to modify. We're going to go to align. Can I pull a center from this? I can. Cool. I wonder, can I do that to... Come on, let me do it. Always, always, always capture position. Don't forget to do that, ladies and gentlemen. And so what we'll end up doing is we'll just project this. And so that's what a 1 meter piece would look like. And my thought is, how tall are these? Because it's like, if it's really close, you just kind of make it the 500 because that's what a cut is going to be. And you're going to be left with like, so I'll be left with like 80 millimeters. It's like 3 inches. It's not worth it. So if I bring this up to, what we would do is we would do like, you know, like 500 minus a little bit. So like 49 is 19 inches, which is more than we have. So nope, we're going to do it this way. This way we're looking at, we give it in American, you know, it's 16.25. We know that. It's 412.75. Yep, 16.25 American freedom units. All right. So that's my basic thought that I want to do here. I'm going to have a panel that slides in, a panel that slides down. These ones will come in from the bottom. And to hold all these panels in place, should we do bottoms? I'm thinking no, because there's really not a big need for them. We can slide all this stuff in. So yeah, I mean, that's my overall idea, but we're going to do it out of 2020. So let's look about how we can make this out of 2020. I am going to do a sketch on that surface. Going to turn this on. Going to project that entire thing. I'm going to finish the sketch. Now, theoretically, all I really have to do is just do this up to here. There you go. There's my piece of 2020. And even further, I can bring up my first sketch. And I can go to, what body is that? Is that body 2? I'm going to remove body 2, and we're going to actually mirror. I'm going to mirror the body. So we're going to mirror body 1 across. Damn it. I can't do it across that plane. So let's do a, let me do a construction line here. So it is 9 inches minus 10 millimeters. Did that actually work? Holy crap, that worked. All right, so we have our mirror plane. Let's go back and get this mirror boy taken care of. We're going to mirror the body once again, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to do a mirror plane, which is going to be from there. Okay, so we're going to make this all out of this 2020 rail, and I guess we can kind of cheat here. I'm going to turn off, let's find that body. Turn off that body, and body's this. Your body 6. I'm going to turn both those off. We are going to take body 1. I'm going to copy it. We're going to paste it. But we're going to rotate it. We're going to rotate it 90 degrees, and we're going to move it up to where we want it to go. All right, so we got our copy and pasted body. We are going to make sure that everything is aligned because I know for a fact it's not. So let's go ahead and I believe, where are you located? Cat. It's under align. We're just going to grab that bottom face and align it to, can we do that? Interesting, it's not going to let me do it, so I can just take a dimension, or I can measure. So I can use the inspect tool here. I can grab from that line to that line. It's 1/4 millimeter. So instead, I can just come here and hit the M key, hit, I don't know, let's grab that center point. And I want to move it, what direction is this? It's, okay, Z, so I want to do -0.25. Oh, Grant, you know what you did? When you moved it, you didn't capture position. Got to figure out what piece am I looking at. Okay, I'm looking at that one. All right, so I got to come down. Okay, so that should get me right where I need to be, and it does not appear that we're overlapping. So if we do something like this where it's a setting that we didn't want to do, you can do 2 different things. You can delete it, or you can suppress it. So this is not in the middle of what we're doing. I'm just going to delete it. And that way, it never existed. Poof. All right, so now what we're going to do is we are going to extrude this right here to this plane. But we don't want to join. Well, we do want to join, but before we do that, we want to make sure that we turn off all the other bodies, which is, whoops. I need to turn off this body, which is body 1. And what body are you? You are body, that's body 4. Okay, so when we do the extrude, I want to extrude literally the extrusion right into body 4. But we're going to turn body 4 off so it doesn't immediately grab it. And let's see if that works, which it should. We'll turn body 1 and body 4 back on. There you go. Similarly, we can do another mirror. We want body 4. what body are you? We turn off body 10. Oh, you're gone, doesn't it? All right, so let's look at what else we can do here. We're gonna copy and paste body 9. Bring this all the way to here. Going to rotate it 90 degrees, which is that one. And it all just kind of depends on where it's located. So 20 millimeters, we gotta come out 20 millimeters. And there you go, that's your other body. Now, is that too long? It totally is. So let's grab, we know that's body 3. We need to do an extrude off of this. We're gonna turn body 3 back on, and we're gonna extrude to there. We're gonna turn off body 3 again so things don't click together that shouldn't. We turn body 3 back on, and there you go. We got our top piece. Oh, dude, I was doing the hard thing. I can actually do a mid-plane. So I can do a mid-plane between two surfaces. I can do it between here and there. Mid-plane! Haha! Grant forgot how to do things, as he always does. Gonna do a new body. We have that same mirror plane, which is fine. Oh, you know what? Can I do that? I want to select 2 bodies. I can totally do that. Cool potatoes. New bodies. I want to find out which one that is, and I want to make it go away. So, all of these bodies are now superfluous. We can now remove them. Goodbye, Mr. Bond. There's our part. And that's really all that I need to do. So we're going to end up filling these with acrylic. Now, in between the printers will be acrylic, and from this end will be acrylic, I think. So we are going to do a pattern, which is a rectangular pattern. We're going to do bodies. We're going to grab that body and this one. And we want to do direction. We want to do that direction. Want to do 4. We actually want to do spacing. We know 470. It's not right. So let me get the distance between these so we can get them to actually align up properly. 477.2. I'm gonna write that down. We are actually going off to the left in this. So we're gonna do a pattern, rectangular pattern. It's gonna be all of those. Oop, want that to be bodies. All right, got the bodies. We want to do that direction. We want to go this way. Now we're doing spacing, and I want 4, and I know the spacing is, yep, it's 457.2. And these, that is going to be the really, really generic thing. Anyways, let's see what is going on here. We've got our main pieces. Woo! Look at those. All right, so we have our enclosure. Are we there? We're going to import into current design, and we need a bunch of these. So what we're actually going to do, I'm just going to put them in here like this for now, because I'm going to put them in before that. And I'm also going to get rid of this. So let's take a look at these angle brackets. These are actually what we have. So we have these angle brackets. These ones are specifically for 2020. Those are 2028s, and they're fine. But they're pot metal. These are little angle brackets. These will help hold everything together. Again, this isn't load bearing, so it's really not a big deal. So let's place this thing where it matters. So we're gonna move it. Just grab a corner. Grab a friggin' corner. This is literally the hardest part about Fusion, is when you have to move something like this. All right, I got it from an area that I want. So we know that this is gonna end up turning like this, so we'll bring it all the way up. We're gonna bring it out here, and that's probably, well, I mean, I can be really picky and try to get it lined up, but I'd rather just do that because, ooh, did I capture position on that move? Probably not. That's okay, because we're going to do an align. We're going to go from here to here. We're going to capture this position, and we're also going to go from here, oh, whoops, to here. Can I do that? I can. Cool. Really, one of these should be in basically every corner. But funny enough, we should be able to do basically all of this right from the mirroring. So I'm going to mirror the component, which is this. I'm going to mirror it across that plane, which should bring it over to there. Cool. I'm going to do this one more time. So we're going to mirror components, just like this and this across that plane. Okay, we got it. Now we want to add some more there. I think you guys can figure out what I'm doing. All right, well, I'm just going to do this again because I want to do it. So I'm going to grab this one, C and V. That's control, copy paste. So move that 90, move this out by 20, move it over by 20. Is that good enough? I mean, whatever. That's like close enough. You guys know it's close enough, all right? It's close enough. We'll do one last mirror. Yeah, do them on the top too. Jeez. Mirror that, cross that. Okay. We're gonna do the same thing again. We're gonna grab a component. I'm gonna CV it. We're gonna move it out 20. Going to rotate it up. Then we're gonna move it up another 20. And that should be where that belongs, which means we can go again and do our mirror. We're gonna grab that component. We're gonna mirror it across that plane. There. Now I'm done. It doesn't have to be crazy to be good, right? And then now all we have to do is we come back here. We do our project. So there are all the numbers. So that's what we need. And that comes out to, it's gonna be fun. I actually might have enough left over. So it's 8563.5. Now, of course, the thing is here, that there's really no way to fit more than 2 of these onto a 1 meter section. So I actually probably, how many pieces do I need? I need 5 for this and I need 5 for those. Yeah. I'm going to use all of my pieces, but I'm going to end up with scrap left over. It is what it is. We'll use it in other places, or it will just end up being donated. So thank you guys for hanging out on this live stream. I hope that you enjoyed it. We built our printer enclosures, and what I'll do is I'm going to make a channel video about doing all the acrylic for it, because that is a little bit more in depth and it requires me to go back and forth through a lot of programs. So you'll see it in an upcoming build video that we're going to be working on here at 3D Musketeers. But until then, stay safe out there. Don't forget to call your loved ones. And as always, keep making awesome. I'll see you later.